So for quite some time we've wondered if this was the back corner of the property line. And if it was the back corner of the property line, then that would put the property right in through about here. This is not a 4-line square. It's 2 3-line squares. I assume because of the river, the sections are offset from each other by a couple of 100 feet. We had gone and tried to search out in that direction, where if this is the far corner, then the second corner should be back there. That line should be back there, and this line is over here. And we never found anything, and we didn't really worry about it too much. We have that tree right there, which is marked as a section boundary tree. I'm not sure why. It's nowhere near the section boundary. But someone over there was breaking up a chunk of property and I guess selling it to the tribe. So the tribe surveyors came out. I have to have some special certification. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe cultural, anthropological, not sure why. Anyways, the tribe surveyors came out and they asked Danny if they could go up and cross our land. They actually wanted to drive on our roads with their truck. Good luck, boys. But they were going to flag the back line because they had to. These had been pinned by Ron Warren surveying, and so he'd pinned these, and these are the official pins, and they were going to use these as the reference points to do something, I don't know, about a mile down that way. Anyways, long story short, once they'd come up here with their satellite geolocator stuff, they were able to find the actual upper corner line, which had been completely covered. We were able to locate our corners, and it turns out they're a bit farther up than even I was hoping. You can see what they had to move in order to get to it. And that moves our property line from down there to up here. And it put all of this onto our land, which is fantastic news. It means this spring is 100% on our land. Not that I found a way to use it yet. And it meant a bunch of timber and a bunch of rock. But it also meant that there's this tree over here Shay's wanted for years. I could never get to it because I was pretty sure our land stopped right there, even though I couldn't locate the other pins. And that would put 100% of what I'm standing on as Forest Service land. Turns out this is all mine. I was terrified of bringing the excavator up and crossing Uncle Sam's land. You know, you run heavy equipment on Uncle Sam's land without Uncle Sam's permission, and you might find yourself relieved of that equipment. So I wasn't going to do anything up here. This tree Shay wanted, I thought maybe if I fell it in just the right direction, the top of it would land on our land and we could tug it across. I mean, if the wind fell it down. But I was also sure, because it'd be falling it downhill, literally off a cliff, I was sure it would just shatter anyways. So for his birthday present at 15, what boy asked his dad to walk an excavator up a mountain and dig out a giant dead larch tree to build stuff out of? But mine did. Let's go see what I did. It's a mess. So the main difficulty I have with my old Link Belt 2800 up here is it is about 2 feet wider than whatever they ran these roads with before. So it means I'm hanging on the outside edges of my tracks, and I've managed to break, although it hasn't fallen off yet, but I've managed to crack a track pad, a grouser, while up here. But it also means in order to get through any of these roads, I got to spend an inordinate amount of time, sometimes in tight spots where I can't swing, to sort of widen it out. And then up here it was ripping trees out of the ground. This is all mine now. Look at all this. Super useful. I'm going to put the corn in over here, and I'm going to build the woodshed. What the fuck am I going to do with this? Nonetheless, I got me some more ground. Well, I mean, I always had it, right? It's just no one knew that. Now it's mine, and I dug out this tree. It was hours of work. I buried the stump in there. to dig out this tree for Shay, because he was convinced. Look at the mess I made. He says like he didn't enjoy every moment of it, right? Oh, I've loved moving dirt since I was a little boy, moving dirt with Dad. But nonetheless, we did all of that for that, because it turns out, no, it's rotten. It's rotten. I know it's good wood where I cut it off there, and I know that there's a couple inches of wood right there. Poor guy. The reason he wanted it is because this thing grew extremely slowly, and so it's many hundreds, and I know for larches around the world that thing is tiny, but it is hundreds and hundreds of years worth of growth and super tight growth rings, and that's why he wanted it. And the idea was originally we're going to build our stair treads, just exposed larch timbers with the growth rings, and he did ask me if I would finish the rest of his birthday project, which would be to get it down off the hill. So I'm up here today in an attempt to do that. You know, working this machine down the hill, towing a trail, it's a bigger pain in the ass than you thought. But I thought this might be fun. Here's hoping it doesn't go to the house.